G'day guys, welcome to my Wireless Feature video. Today I'm going to be talking to you guys about NRL Round 7 predictions for 2021 guys. Let's get started. So starting off with this first game of this match, we see the Panthers going up against the Knights. Now, what I do think about this game, I will be vlogging down there, so stay tuned for that. I will be vlogging that match anyway. As you can see in my past videos, I will be doing that anyway, so stay tuned. But the Knights, they have been on a roll lately. They haven't been really executive. I know that they've been outclassed sometimes, but they are a very good team, I know for that. But in my opinion about this game, they've got good players, and still what I can say about this game, it's going to be an average game, and obviously it's going to be the Anzac round of this game, so it's going to be a sellout game obviously. But I do expect the Knights to obviously put pressure on the Panthers, but Panthers are a really good team. They've been on a roll, on a winning streak lately, so in my opinion about this, Panthers have been doing a really good job to basically put pressure on any team. But I just think, in my opinion about this game, the Panthers, I reckon they'll get a win for their home game of this match, and I just reckon it'll be a firing up game anyway. But the Newcastle Knights, I just don't think they will win in this game. I reckon they'll struggle in this match, and highly deal, I just have a gut feeling that it won't be a very close game. It'll be a firing up game. But in my opinion about this match, I'm going to go with the Panthers in this one, and I'm going to say in that match 36-18, and I just think it will be a high scoring match, but it won't be a very high scoring. It'll be a average high scoring game, but I reckon the Panthers to win in that match. The next game of that match, we see the Titans going up against the Rabbitohs. Now, in this game, what I do think about this match, the Rabbitohs have been doing pretty good. They're sitting second on the ladder at the moment, which I think they will improve, obviously in the season. But no Latrell Mitchell in that squad, so that means Alex Johnston will be number 1. Obviously for Dane Gagai, number 2, and for number 5 it will be Jackson Paulo. So no Josh Mansour in that game obviously. So that means no Latrell Mitchell and no Josh Mansour. For the Titans, there is only one change for that one. That means they've dropped Tino Fasuala-Malawi, which that means I think Tyrone Peachey will be obviously in number 13 squad in that match anyway. But the Titans have been really good so far, but last week they've gotten thrashed against Manly Seagulls, and I do expect this game to be a tight match, and the Rabbitohs have been working really well. Obviously for Adam Reynolds kicking a 2-point field goal last week against the West Tigers. I just think that the Rabbitohs will improve in this game, and I have a gut feeling in this match that it will be a very difficult game, but it will be a tight average game. But still, I reckon for the man of the match in this match, like obviously for this game, I gotta say Adam Reynolds. I reckon he'll do good, and usually if he gets the job done, he usually does anyway, and he basically improves, so credit to him for making a really good season of himself. But yeah, I just have a gut feeling the Rabbitohs will win, so I'm going to go with the Rabbitohs 26-18 in that scoreline, and I just don't think the Titans will win in that game anyway. The next game of this match, we see the Eels going up against the Broncos. Now, in this game, though, the Eels have been doing pretty much really good so far, and obviously, in my opinion about this game, the Broncos last week, they've been on a roll, but unfortunately, they haven't really making, they obviously haven't really making an effort, but I still think that the Broncos will do well. but I don't think they'll be on the top 8 of the ladder, which I highly deal. I reckon they'll be probably like around 10 or 11 on the ladder to make it official for that season anyway, for this year. But still, I have a gut feeling about the Eels that last week, since they've beaten the Raiders, I reckon they'll put a big thrashing against the Broncos. But since that, since how the Eels played against the Raiders, they don't really go too well in that ground anyway, TIO Stadium, Darwin. But still, though, the Eels do pretty well. And I think, obviously, Dylan Brown is obviously back in that game, which that means Will Smith has been dropped. But I still had a look at it, and Will Smith apparently is on the bench. I'm not too sure. That's really confusing me now, because he obviously got dropped, but now he's on the bench. I'm not too sure if he is on the bench or actually got dropped in that game. So my opinion about this match, though, I'm going to say the Eels will have a big scoreline to put on the Broncos, so I'm going to go with the Eels in this one. I'm going to say in this game that the Broncos won't do really well in this game, but usually they do. So, in my opinion about this match, I'm going to say a big scoreline, 52-10. And I just think that the Eels will have a big improvement, and they'll put a big scoreline up against the Broncos anyway to make that official of that scoreline anyway. The next game of that match, we see the Sharks going up against the Bulldogs. Now, in this game, though, the Sharks have been alright. They've been 30 out of 50 lately, and still, though, I just have a gut feeling about this game. It will be a tight scoreline, but the Bulldogs, though, since they've lost Jack Hetherington to a shoulder charge, obviously to Valentine Holmes, he clotheslined him, so I could say the Bulldogs won't do really well. They'll struggle and see the Sharks obviously killing them. So obviously, though, my opinion about this match, the Sharks are a really good team. They've got really good players, and I reckon Chad Townsend will obviously do really good because he's obviously in my super coach. He's scoring averagely 77 for last week. Yeah, my super coach. So I still have a gut feeling in that game that the Sharks will obviously get improvement. I still think the Bulldogs will do alright in the first half, but then in the second half, it'll be the Sharks all over them. And still, though, about this game, I reckon the Sharks will have a very, very good improvement and they'll win this game, but it won't be a high-scoring match. I still think that they will put on a lot of pressure to the Bulldogs, but since the Bulldogs sitting on last place, I just don't see them winning this game at all, because I haven't seen any improvement from them, and still I feel so sorry for them, but doesn't mean that they're going to win this game. So I'm just going to have a say that it's simple about this. I'm going to go with the Sharks in this game, and my scoreline in that game, I reckon it will be, say, 26-12. So that will be an average scoreline in that match, but it won't be a high-scoring game anyway. The next game of that match, we see the Cowboys going up against the Raiders. Now, okay, in this game, the Cowboys last week, they were alright. Since they've beaten the Bulldogs in that game, I still think they're going to have a lot of improvement, and they need to have this hard work going up against them, because in my opinion, they're the second lowest team that I don't really like, and I just don't see them winning against this good Raiders side, because the Raiders, since they got flogged last week 35-10 against the Eels, I reckon they'll have a big working class team that will put a solid pressure scoreline against the Cowboys, and I reckon the Raiders will have a big improvement by this match anyway. But still, about this game, there's no Josh Hudson, so that means Tom Starling will be replacing him in the number 9 jersey of the hooker. And I think there's no Bailey Simonson, I believe, so that means Sebastian Chris will be replacing him. I'm not too sure about that. It was a bit confusing, so I'm not too sure about it, but I know Sebastian Chris is coming into that squad, but I'm not too sure who is out for that second thing anyway. So, in my opinion, the Raiders, I just don't see them losing in this game, and I reckon it'll be a simple match to really, put pressure on the Cowboys, but I don't see Cowboys winning in this game. I reckon it will be a away side that will be winning in that match. So, in my opinion, I'm going to go with the Raiders in this one, and I'm going to say 42-12 in my opinion for that scoreline. I reckon it will be a high-scoring match, and I don't see the Cowboys winning this game at all. The next game of that match, we see the West Tigers going up against the Manly Sea Eagles. Now, okay, in this game, what I do see in this match, that the Sea Eagles last week, since they've beaten the Titans in that match, what I do think about this game, it will be a very tight of a game, but the West Tigers haven't been doing good so far. I know that they have been improving. They're trying to improve, but I just don't see them winning in this game. But it's just going to be... It will be a tight scoreline in this match. But I do see the West Tigers winning in this game, but it's how they have the players in that game. Yes, sometimes James Roberts doesn't do much. Michael Cheekham, I haven't really seen him play in the NRL that much. But since Asu Kapawa is out for the season due to an ACL injury, which that means Michael Cheekham will be obviously replacing him in a number 4 jersey for the West Tigers. And obviously, in my opinion, the Manly Sea Eagles have been improving since they've won against the Warriors the last couple of weeks. I reckon that they will improve by a margin. Since Jason Saab has been improving, his speed is absolutely electrifying. You obviously got Kieran Foran and Daly Cherry Evans working into the halves, obviously killing it. And then you got props, that means Curtis Sirenen, Luke Thompson, pretty much what's his name again? I can't remember. It's, I think, Jake Travojevic, that's right, Jake Travojevic, number 13, which that means he'll be in lock. I'm not too sure if Curtis Sirenen and Luke Thompson are playing. I'm not too sure about that, as I mentioned before. But since they're working themselves really hard, I'm going to go with the West Tigers. But the Manly Sea Eagles, I reckon, will put pressure on the West Tigers. But in the first half, I just see that the Manly Sea Eagles will lead to the scoreline. But I reckon the West Tigers will come back and obviously win that game anyway. But anyway, I'm going to go with the West Tigers in this match. And I'm going to go for that scoreline, 28 points to 24 for that match anyway. The next game of that match, we see the Roosters going up against the Dragons. Now, in my opinion about this game, the Dragons have been alright so far. Last time I've been to that vlogging game, obviously McDonald Jones Stadium, they've been obviously killing it afterwards. Which I think, in my opinion about this game, the Dragons will be a very good team, in my opinion, but obviously there's no Trent Merrin. I have heard a little bit of rumour that he is retiring, obviously in that game, but which I do believe, in my opinion, about this match, which I don't think that the Dragons will obviously do okay. But you obviously got the Roosters so far, and this little guy, this young person, Sam Walker, obviously for number 7 for the Roosters, he's been obviously killing it well, and I reckon by Cooper Cronk or James Tedesco, I reckon he's been teaching Sam Walker how to throw a ball, or how to obviously run and scoring tries, I'm guessing. So, yeah, like, how to defend the opposition. And I just think I think Sam Walker will obviously be a really good player to really steer down the Dragons in this game. But in this match, I reckon it'll be a tight game and it will be a hard game. So, and obviously, in my opinion about this match, I'm going to go with the Roosters on this one. And I'm going to say in that match, it will be very hard to think, but I'm going to go with 30 points to 24 in that game. And it'll be very weird, though, but I just think it will be that scoreline. Unless if it will be like a low-scoring match. But actually, I have a gut feeling about this game that it will be a very tight win. But in my opinion, I'm going to go with 30 points to 28, actually. 30 points to 28, and I reckon Dragons will just make it, but I reckon the Roosters will win by 2 points anyway. And last but certainly not least, we see the Storm going up against the Warriors. Now, in my opinion about this game, the Storm have been pretty much in a good, field position. And, in my opinion about this game, the Storm have been alright so far. But, obviously, in my opinion about this game, the Storm haven't got Ryan Papenhuyzen. I think it's due to a neck injury, if I believe. But in my opinion about this game, there's no Ryan Papenhuyzen, so Nico Hines replaced him in the number 1 jersey. Nico Hines has been doing really well so far, but I reckon he'll pick up his game to make it a really good win about this match. But for the Warriors, they've got a couple of changes, 3 of them, which that means Adam Pompey won't be playing, Peter Hiku, and Paul Turner. So, obviously, Marcelo Montoya will be on number 3, and Jack Murchie will be on number 4. But, yeah, it's been, obviously, been tight for them. But, going up against the Storm side, I just don't see Warriors winning in this game. But, obviously, the Warriors have been doing pretty good so far. But, I just don't see them winning up against this good quality Melbourne Storm side, and I just don't see them winning a big margin in this game. So in my opinion about this match, I'm going to go with the Melbourne Storm on this one, and I'm going to say for the scoreline in this game, 24-12, easy scoreline. Usually has that scoreline anyway, so I'm going to go with 24-12 anyway. So I reckon the Melbourne Storm will win against the Warriors. Thanks guys for watching my video, guys. Stay tuned for more. We'll be doing a couple of videos coming to you guys soon. Also, I'll be doing more videos coming to you guys soon, so stay tuned for more. Plus, leave a like and subscribe to my YouTube channel and for this video. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Till then, take care, guys. Stay safe and have a good one. Plus, let's go up to 300 subscribers. We're sitting on 208 anyway. So let's go up to that. And I'll see you guys next time. Take care. And I'll be obviously doing the Panthers versus Knights just to give you guys a little bit of update. I will be vlogging that, so stay tuned anyway. But yeah, please like and subscribe to this video and for my next video coming up very soon.